Hey there! Today we're going to talk about finding the greatest common factor using Euclid's ladder, or more commonly referred to as the cake method. Given two numbers, 72 and 108, we make the bottom layer of the cake surrounding the two numbers. What is a number that goes into 72 and 108? I would start with 9. 9 times 8 is 72. Put the 8 under the 72. 9 times 12 is 108. Put the 12 under the 108. 8 and 12 are not relatively prime. Therefore, make another layer on your cake. What goes into 8 and 12? Let's use the number 2. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 2 goes into 12 6 times. Again, 4 and 6 are not relatively prime, so let's continue putting layers on our cake. 2 would go into both 4 and 6. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 and 3 are relatively prime. That means we're done. Draw a line on a diagonal to show that you're done. And now you're going to multiply the numbers down the left-hand side, which I commonly refer to as the candles on the cake. Multiplying 9 times 2 is 18. 18 times 2 is 36. So the greatest common factor of 72 and 108 is 36. This is the biggest number that goes into both 72 and 108 evenly. You can use the same method with three numbers. If you have 54, 72, and 90, again you make a layer on your cake. 9 goes into all three numbers. It goes into 54 6 times. It goes into 72 8 times. It goes into 90 10 times. Draw another layer on your cake as those three numbers are not relatively prime. 2 goes into all three numbers. It goes into 6 3 times. It goes into 8 4 times. And it goes into 10 5 times. Those three digits are relatively prime. 9 times 2 is 18. So 18 is the largest number that goes into 54, 72, and 90 with no remainder. Finally, you can also use this method with monomials. If we have 12 a squared b squared and 8 a cubed b, and we want to find the greatest common factor. Let's do the number first. If you look at 12 and 8, we know that 4 goes into both numbers. 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 4 goes into 8 2 times. Now we are going to expand our exponents. A squared is really a times a, and b squared can be written as b times b. A cubed can be written as a times a times a, and b is written as b. Put another layer on your cake. How many a's are common to both monomials? Well, it looks like there's 2. I can cross off 2 a's from both monomials and put those outside the cake. How many b's do they have in common? Well, this one has 1 b and this one has 2 b's. So that means that only 1 b is in common. Put the b outside, and we are done. Bring down the remaining digits. I have a 3 and a b, and I have a 2 and an a. It is obvious that these two are relatively prime. Now multiply the numbers on the left-hand side, and you get 4 times a times a times b, which is 4a squared times b.